Hello, my name is Segun Awolowo. I'm glad to be with you again today. Yeah, let's look at something very, very important. But before that, I need you to subscribe to this channel, Segun Awolowo. There are a lot of important videos, information on business startup and how to grow your business that I've shared in the past, and then you'll get them in the channel if you subscribe now. So let's go on. We're going to be looking at something important: why your reputation is your greatest asset in business. You agree with me that when you talk about the required factors, or what is necessary, or what is important for business to run, the required factors for business to run, you mention equipment, you mention finance, you mention capital, and then one of the greatest you can talk about is the people. We call them human capital, and that's how powerful it is. You can have the finance, or you can have the money, and if you don't have the people to use the money properly, or manage the money properly, you can lose out in business. So as powerful as money is, you need to understand that human capital is far more than important than money. If you don't have good people, your money can be mismanaged, and then it can disappear within the twinkling of an eye. So that is to establish the fact that people are more valuable and important than money when it comes to business. And so if you establish that fact that people are superior to money, then it means that we can then focus on how to navigate the success around business with people. Now, when you talk about people, one key thing that we must pay attention to is the integrity of the people in business. And let me start with, I told you about two set of people that are important, both your internal audience and external customers. But let me focus on the internal audience, or your customers internally. Now, talking about the people who are serving or working with you, or put your staff. If you have people who are serving or working with you and they do not have enough or good enough character, you can lose out in business if care is not taken. So that's why it is important for you to pay attention to this. And human capital, very important, but not just to have people. It's important to have people who have good character, who have good conduct, and then they are of integrity. That's what is important. A whole lot of time, people don't patronize business because of what the business can offer. They patronize business because of the people behind the business. It's how emotional it could be. The reason why people buy from me, we need to buy from you, is not maybe because your product is superior to other products in the market. It's because of the people who are driving the products, and that's how powerful it is. And so I just give you a word of advice. If you are in business, let it be that your word becomes your bond, that whatever it is that you say is what people will meet anytime they show up. And so it's as little as when you say to people or your customers or your clients that you are coming, and then you show up at the time that you say you're going to show up. Even if you will not be able to show up, then you will be able to communicate to them that you are coming. And then it's also important to note that when you talk about the subject of building your character, it's also important to establish the fact that when you relate with people, you don't try to sell what is not up to standard to them. You don't try to push to them because you want to drive sales and you want people to buy from you by all means, and then you begin to cut corners. You begin to call what is white black. And I tell you what, you can only go scot-free maximum twice. You do it once, by the time you are doing it the second time, people will know that indeed that you are doing something fishy, and the moment they discover, they move from you. That's how it is important that value driven people always attract value driven customers. And let me say it again, value driven business owners attract value driven people. This is what works. If you tell lies doing business, you will only attract liars. People who will tell you they are also going to pay you, and then you will never see them again. A whole lot of time, it is who you are that will determine who you will attract. You can only attract your type. You can only attract your kind. And that's why they say like only can beget like. It is not the other way around. So who you are is who you will attract. If you are not straight, you will not attract people who are straight. That's why people will hold you and keep holding you, because they discover that you are not even straightforward yourself. You keep telling them lies about what you let me say it this way. If you know you don't have the capacity to deliver on a particular promise, then you let your client know that you don't have what it takes to deliver. You don't have to sell everything if you don't have what it takes to deliver on the product. You don't want to tell people that you will deliver a particular product at a particular time, knowing fully that you don't have the capacity, you don't have the resources to make that delivery happen. Why don't you tell them? If it's going to take you 2 days, then you tell them 2 days. If it's going to take you 3 days, then you tell your client 3 days. Don't tell them what is not. The moment you are telling them you are going to come back in 24 hours to deliver, you know within yourself that 24 hours is not realistic. That's how powerful it is. That's how powerful integrity is. You're not talking about integrity dealing with money here. We're talking about integrity dealing with your words. That you say and they come back to meet it the way you say it. It is how powerful it is. So when you are trying to build business and you want to attract more people into your business, it is important that you pay attention to your level of integrity at all means. And that's very, very important. Coming back to as a business owner, dealing with your internal customers now, talking about the people who are dealing with you. One of the ways you can also get the best out of them is that when you give a word, they meet it the way you have said it. If you are not able to pay them at a particular time, maybe at the end of the month, then you communicate to them with sincerity and integrity of it, because if you tell them lies, they will know. They understand everything that is happening within the system, sometimes more than you think you know. And then if you're going to ask for their support or favor to give you time before you pay them, then it is good that you communicate to them. Let them see a sense of integrity, that you have them in mind and you're able to communicate with them. This is what makes them to commit, even if you are not able to meet up with your target as far as paying their money is concerned, as at when due. It is very important. Now let me quickly say this. You talk about the subject of branding in business. I'll tell you what, one of the best way to brand your business is not just by pasting, putting up posters, putting up banners. I mean, it's not even just by posting on social media. You can post for 1,000 times on social media. The most important thing is when people come to you, they will know the stuff and the capacity you are made of. It's just a matter of time. It doesn't matter how big you are out there. When people have contact with you, it is then they will know how big and what is the level of your capacity. So there is no point going out there posting to people or pushing to people or pretending to people that you are bigger than who you are. There is no need for that. The best way to brand yourself is through your level of delivery, how capable you are, and you are able to deliver on your promise. That's the best way to actually brand your business, not by throwing posters, throwing banners and posting on. You can have the best videos and post on social media. It does not mean anything. It is the engagement people have with you. And you talk about referrals, talk about recommendation. People recommend you based on your level of integrity and your capacity to deliver, not based on how big or how large you are. People talk about faking it till you make it. In business, you don't fake it till you make it. You actually say it the way it is. If you can't do it, let it be known that you don't have what it takes to do it. It is not everything that you have to go into. Let me quickly say that the reason why many people tampon or tamper with their level of integrity is because they want to do everything that everybody does. You don't have to do everything that everybody does. You need to be able to learn to sit and focus on your own area of strength and area of expertise. You don't have to sell everything that everybody is selling. You don't have to provide everything that everybody is providing. You need to discover your own area of competence. That is something that you are capable of doing. There is something that you are skillful at. There's something that you have capacity without stress to do. Then you focus on that, and then anytime, even if you are sleeping and they tap you to do it, you have nothing to lose. You have all it takes to deliver it without stress and without going through any form of or any form of disturbance. It is something that you have to pay attention to. So discover your own area of competence and build capacity in that area, and then so when anybody asks you for anything in that line, you have what it takes to deliver without stress and without struggle. With these, it will help you to be able to build competence, and level of integrity will increase. And as soon as it increases, it impacts on your inflow, because the more people are able to trust you, the more they are able to trust you with their resources, and the more resources you get, the more bigger you get. I hope this has helped you today. I see you at another time. My name is Segun Awolowo. God bless you.